How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're studying Daf Lamed Ches, Daf 38 of Masechta Kiddushin. Friends, there are people out in the park making noise. There's people out in the park making noise. Hopefully they're going to leave soon. But who knows? Their ringleader has a microphone. Not a good matzav. Akopon. Yeah. Hopefully my neighbor's going to yell at them. That would be ideal. Ideal for us. Alright. So today we're going to continue discussing like Orla and Kilayim and Chodosh be'etzim. That's the sugya. Let's jump in. So wait, I gotta clear my throat. These guys are really making a lot of noise, but hopefully that means that they're like leaving. That would be so nice. Okay, let's go. We're starting Daf Lamed Zayin Amud Beis. So we're basically, this is the first daf on the second half of Shas. All right, the first daf of the second half of Shas. That's actually kind of interesting stuff for the first half of the second half of Shas. So I understand according to the opinion who says that when it says Moshav, right? We saw yesterday two possibilities. When it says Moshav, it means Achar Yerusha v'Yeshiva, it means in Eretz Yisrael after the 7 years of conquest and the 7 years of settlement. So after 14 years in Eretz Yisrael, then these mitzvahs apply in Eretz Yisrael. The other way to understand Moshav is B'chol Makom Sha'ata Yoshev, right? In wherever you are. So anyway, even Chutz La'aretz. So B'Shlom L'mad Omer Moshav Kol Makom Sha'atam Yoshvin. So I understand according to the opinion who says that Moshav means wherever the people are, even outside of Eretz Yisrael. So mashma, that's what it implies. Hainu Dichsiv, then I understand the pasuk. Vayochlu me'avur ha'aretz. There's a pasuk from Yoshua. It says that they ate that when they got to Eretz Yisrael, they ate from the land. Mimachros HaPesach, the day after Pesach, on the 16th of Nisan. Mimachros HaPesach achol meikar lo achol. So they waited until the 16th of Nisan. They waited until the day that the Korban HaOmer, right? The day that the Korban HaOmer is brought. With meikar lo achol, they didn't eat before then, implying that Chodosh is not dependent on La'achar Yerusha v'Yeshiva. Immediately, it sounded like they were already, as long as they had, food that grew from the earth, there was Chodosh, even though it was 14 years prior to Yerusha v'Yeshiva. So Akav Omer v'Hadar Achu, that the Omer was offered, and then only then did they eat the Chodosh. So L'man Omer La'achar Yerusha v'Yeshiva nechel alter. But if you say that Chodosh is only La'achar Yerusha v'Yeshiva, that Chodosh was only after the 14 years of conquest and settlement, so then why were they waiting until till the 16th of Nisan? They could have just eaten whenever they wanted, because Chodosh wasn't a thing until La'achar Yerusha v'Yeshiva for another 14 years. So Lo Avut Tzriche, the Gemara says they could have, but they didn't need to. They didn't eat from the Chodosh on the day after Pesach, or Mimachos HaPesach. They didn't wait because of Chodosh. That was not the concern. They waited. The truth is, they didn't wait at all. They simply didn't need to eat from the land because they still had mun until then. Once there was no longer mun, so once they ran out of mun, so then they started eating from the land, and it happened to be the 16th of Nisan, but it could have been before, you're right. They didn't need to eat from the land until the day after Pesach. Dichsiv is the pasuk says Uvnei Yisrael achlu es hamon, that the Yidden ate the man Arboim Shana for 40 years, Adboim el Eretz Noshavis, until they got to Eretz Yisrael. As someone achlu Adboim el Tzei Eretz Canaan, and they ate the man until they got to the edge of Eretz Canaan. So one second, was it until they got to Eretz Yisrael, or was it until they got to the edge of Eretz Yisrael? Efshir lomar Adboim el Eretz Noshavis shekvar nemer el Tzei Eretz Canaan. So you can't say it means that they ate the man until they got to Eretz Yisrael, because it says that they ate the man until they got to the edge of Eretz Yisrael. Efshir lomar el Tzei Eretz Canaan sharei kvar nemer Adboim el Eretz Noshavis. And it can't be until the border of Canaan, because it says until they got to Eretz Yisrael itself. So Ketzad, nu, how do we deal with this contradiction? B'shiva ba'adar meis Moshe, that Moshe died on the 7th of Adar at the border of Eretz Yisrael. He of course didn't go into Eretz Yisrael. Ufasak man mileireid, and at that point the manna stopped falling from the heavens. But they were able to chaparain, and they had enough that they saved ad shisha asu b'nissen until the 16th of Nisan, at which point then man was mamish over. So they had enough man until the 16th of Nisan, and at that point they started eating from the land. But it's not a proof that that it was because of concerns of Chodosh. That Chodosh is b'chol makom shatem yoshvim and not lachir yushav yeshiva. No, it could have been lachir yushav yeshiva, and it could be that they could have eaten before them, but there was no need to because they still had the man until the 16th of Nisan. Tani Idach, we have another brayse. Uvnei Yisrael achlu es amon arbaim shana, that the Yidden ate the man for 40 years. Is that really true? Arbaim shana achlu. Did they really eat the man for 40 years? They ate the man for 40 years minus 30 days because the man only started falling on the 16th of Iyar, and they left Egypt on the 15th of Nisan. So if there was 1 month where they didn't eat, where they didn't have man. So it's really 40 years minus 30 days. So lo malach, to say to you, ugis she'otziu mitzrayim ta'amu ba ta'aman, that even the ugis, the I guess cakes of sorts that they took with them from Egypt, they had the flavor of man. Okay? The people outside are still making noise. Tani Idach, we have another brayso, although there's another gerse that says Tanu Rabbanan. The rabbis taught B'shiva be'adar meis Moshe u'v'shiva be'adar nolad. That Moses was born on the 7th of Adar, and he also passed away on the 7th of Adar. We saw this Gemara in Masechta Megillah. Minayin B'shiva be'adar meis. How do we know that? Wow, the mom is getting very passionate out there. Ooh, wow. Sounds like somebody's really trying to give divrei schazkus before Rosh Hashanah. No, I need my neighbor to get out there and put them in their place, Embarrass them. They got teachers there. There's nothing worse than kind of, for my neighbor at least, she doesn't care. She'll just go out at whoever she can. But she's not doing it now. Alright. How do we know that Moses passed away on the 7th of Adar? Well, we can calculate that. Because we know that the Yidden got into Eretz Yisrael on the 10th of Nisan, as we're going to see in a second, and that was 33 days after Moshe passed away. So the 10th of Nisan minus 33 days is the 7th of Adar. Wow, I don't know what changed about a minute ago out there, but everybody is mamish now riled up. I don't think it's from me. Maybe they heard us discussing this fiery sugya, and it's just the energy. Is contagious. Maybe that's what it is. It says that Moses passed away. And it says that after Moses passed away, they mourned for him for 30 days. And the pasuk says, and it was after Moses passed away. Moshe Abdi Meis V'atakum Avor right? The Eibishter says to Yoshua, Moses passed away. I need you to kind of take over. Ivru b'ker v'machne, and the Eibishter says to Joshua, pass among the encampment v'tzavu, now v'tzavu esa'am lemor, and command the people, saying, Hachinu lachem tzeda, prepare for yourselves provisions, make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, nice people out there, I don't know what they're doing, shloshes yomim ta'avru sayadin, because in another 3 days, you're going to pass through the Jordan. Okay, so it was after 30 days, then they prepared for another 3 days later. That the people came out of the Jordan on the 10th of Nisan. So it's say me'en, so subtract, go backwards 33 days. So we see that Moses passed away on the 7th of Adar. How do we know that Moses was born on the 7th of Adar? Shenemers, the pasuk says, Moses says to the people, he says, I'm 120 years old today, it's my birthday. Lo uchal od, lo tzeis v'lavo, I can no longer go with you. She'ein tam lomar yom. It didn't need to say, the pasuk did not need to say today. Matam lomar yom. What does it mean today? So it teaches that the Eibishter fills the years of the righteous from day to day and month to month. It says, I will fill up the numbers of your days. Meaning, for a tzaddik, they have complete years that they mamish, they're born and they die on the same day. Alright, hopefully these people outside are going to leave soon. Tan Reb Shimon ben Yochai Omer, says Reb Shimon ben Yochai, Shalosh mitzvahs nistavu Yisrael b'chnisasun la'aretz, that there were 3 mitzvahs that were commanded to the people when they came into Eretz Yisrael. That is, of course, Chodosh, Orla, and Kilayim. That is Chodosh, Orla, and Kilayim. V'nohagos bein ba'aretz bein b'chutz la'aretz, and they are both in Eretz Yisrael as well as Chutz La'aretz. V'adin sheinagu. Taka makes sense that they will be in Eretz Yisrael as well as Chutz La'aretz, because Chodosh, of course, it says Chodosh apply, right? It says what is it? B'chomosh v'seichem, right? So Chodosh. No, where's the pasuk I'm looking for? Ooh, I think the people left. Yeah, it says B'chomosh v'seichem. Nice. Thanks for leaving, people. So, feels so nice. Wow. Bye, guys. Have fun. Ooh, this is great. So quiet. Ooh, this is nice. I really like this. I can get used to this. Oh, okay. Alright, this is nice. Ooh, it's so quiet. This is great. Thanks, people. Bye. All right. Sorry, I'm stalling, but I'm so enjoying the quiet. It's so nice. Anyways, so Vua did sheinagu. So umachodosh einisur. So chodosh, right? It says b'chomosh v'seichem. So Reb Shimon understands b'chomosh v'seichem that chodosh applies in Eretz Yisrael as well as Chutz La'aretz. And umachodosh einisuro iser olam. If chodosh she'eni suro iser olam, it's not also forever, right? After the omer is offered, it's permitted, right? This isn't always going to be forbidden, only until the omer is offered. Ve'eni suro iser ano, and it's not also ba'ano, right? You can feed it to animals, chodosh, just you can't eat it. Ve'esheter isuro, and even on the 16th of Nisan, right? Nowadays we don't eat on the 16th of Nisan, chodosh, because we wait till after the 16th of Nisan. But during the time of the Beis HaMikdash, once they bring the Omer, even on the 16th of Nisan, you can already eat it from the time that the Omer is offered. So Noeg, Bein Ba'aretz, Bein B'chutz La'aretz, and it applies, right? So meaning, even though there are all these leniencies, right, that it's not also forever, it's not also ba'ano, and even when it is also, it can become mutter, and still it applies not just in Eretz Yisrael, but Oichin and Chutz La'aretz. So Kilayim. When it comes to kilayim, she isuron isur olam. If you have plants that are kilayim, that are 2 species, forget it. There's no, right? It's always going to be asur. Visuron isur ano, asur bano. You can't get any benefit from it. Ve'enator isuron. There's no way to make it permitted. Enudin sheinaguba bein be'eretz bein b'chutz la'aretz. So certainly then it should apply not just in Eretz Yisrael but oichet in Chutz La'aretz, and in 2 ways it's similar also to Orla, that while Orla after 3 years it becomes permitted, however during those 3 years there's no way to permit it, and it's also Ba'ana during those 3 years. So again, so Orla as well, it makes sense that it would apply not just in Eretz Yisrael but Oichet in Chutz La'aretz. So Reb Shimon argues on his father, and he says no, nisht. Look, any mitzvah from prior to the Yidden entering into Eretz Yisrael, so that applies both in Eretz Yisrael as well as Chutz La'aretz. But mitzvahs that were commanded after the Yidden entered into Eretz Yisrael, Noheges ela ba'aretz only apply only in Eretz Yisrael. Chutz min hashmatas ksofim v'shulach avodim, the two exceptions being shmitas ksofim, that on Shemitah, as Mark pointed out, Shemitah, there's of course Shmitas Karka, that we don't work the land, but also the debts are waived. So that applies not just in Eretz Yisrael, but Oichet in Chutz La'aretz. And Shiluach Avodim, that at the Jubilee year, the Avodim go free. Even though they were commanded after entering into Eretz Yisrael, Nohagu, wait 1 second. Okay. So Noheges Bain, Ba'aretz Bain, B'chutz La'aretz apply both in Eretz Yisrael as well as Chutz La'aretz. Shmitas Ksofim Chovas Hagufi, but of course, Shmitas Ksofim applies in Chutz La'aretz as well. It's a Chovas Haguf, it's not Chovas Karka. Of course it applies in Chutz La'aretz. Lo nitzucha ela lichidetanya. It's needed for the following brayse. The Tanya is, we learn in the brayse. Rabbi Omer says, Rabbi Vized Dvar Shmita Shamot. This is the way of the Shemitah, Shamot, it should rest. B'shtei Shmitas, we're talking about two Shmitas. Achas Shmitas Karka, v'achas Shmitas Ksofim. Right, there's Shmitas Karka, not working the land. There's Oichet Shmitas Ksofim, that the loans are waived. Debts are waived. B'zman she'atem mishamid Karka, atem mishamid Ksofim. B'zman she'yatem mishamid Karka, yatem mishamid Ksofim. That when there's Shmitas Karka, during a time period when there's Shmitas Karka, so then there's Oichet Shmitas Ksofim. But if there's no Shmitas Karka, so then there's no Shmitas Ksofim. The aim of b'makom she'atem mishamid Karka, atem mishamid Ksofim. So I might also think that Dafka in the place where there's Shmitas Karka, there's also Shmitas Ksofim. But in Chutz La'aretz, where there's no Shmitas Karka, there's no Shmitas Ksofim. Uv'makom she'nata mishamid Karka, ein atem mishamid Ksofim. So Tamnom Kikar Shmita Hashem Mikol Makom. So it says no Kikar Shmita Hashem Mikol Makom, that it's Shmita for Hashem wherever it is. I.e., Shmitas Ksofim applies even in Chutz La'aretz. Right? Don't say that Shmitas Ksofim is limited to Eretz Yisrael. No, it applies even in Chutz La'aretz. Shiluach Avodim Chovas Hagufi. So now, Reb Shimon said that the other example is sending the Avodim, releasing them at the Jubilee year. So of course they're released at the Jubilee year. It's a Chovas Haguf, it's not Chovas Karka. So B'tzakadayti Chamino HaLuchsivu Krosim Dror Ba'aretz, that there will be a Jubilee in the land, Ba'aretz in B'chutz La'aretz Lo. Maybe I would say that the Jubilee is Dafka in Eretz Yisrael, but not in Chutz La'aretz, and the Avodim would not go free in Chutz La'aretz. Tamlomar Yovel Hi Mikol Makom. It says no, it's Yovel wherever it is, that and therefore the Shiluach Avodim is even in Chutz La'aretz. Then why does it say Ba'aretz in the land? Bizman she Hadror Noig Ba'aretz Noig B'chutz La'aretz. Ein Dror Noig Ba'aretz, Ein Noig B'chutz La'aretz. That only when there's Jubilee in Eretz Yisrael do the Avodim go free in Chutz La'aretz. But if there's no Jubilee in Eretz Yisrael, so then the Avodim do not go free in Chutz La'aretz. Tanan Osam, we learned over there in Masechta Orla Chodosh. Also min haTorah b'chol makom. Okay, Chodosh is also midoraisa in all the places. Eretz Yisrael, Chutz La'aretz, Orla, Halacha. When it comes to Orla, in Chutz La'aretz, it's Halacha l'Moshe Misinai. V'kilayim midivrei sofim, and kilayim is midrabanan. I'm sorry, halacha. So my halacha, what does it mean that Orla is a halacha in Chutz La'aretz? So Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel Hilchos Medina. So if Yehuda Amar Shmuel says it's actually not a halacha l'Moshe Misinai, it's a minig. It means that in Chutz La'aretz they accepted upon themselves to have Orla in Chutz La'aretz. Ula Amar Rabbi Yochanan halacha l'Moshe Misinai, whereas Amar Rabbi Yochanan says no, it's taka Orla is halacha l'Moshe Misinai in Chutz La'aretz. Okay. Now Ula says to Rav Yehuda b'shlamah l'didi. I understand according to me that I'm quoting Rabbi Yochanan that Orla in Chutz La'aretz is halacha l'Moshe Misinai. De'amin halacha l'Moshe Misinai hanu d'shani lon bein safek Orla safek kilayim. There are different halachas if there's a safek Orla in Chutz La'aretz or a safek kilayim in Chutz La'aretz. That we're more lenient when it comes to safek kilayim in Chutz La'aretz than we are with safek Orla. Now, it says Ula, it makes sense according to me because I say that Orla is halacha l'Moshe Misinai, kilayim is midivrei sofim in Chutz La'aretz. So I understand why we're more stringent with Safek Orla than we are with Safek Kilayim, right? Alach Moshe Misina has a status of Midoraisa. So therefore, we're more stringent with Safek Orla in Chutz La'aretz. So the Gemara is going to ask tomorrow if it's Alach Moshe Misina, then why are we lenient in Chutz La'aretz? But Beseder. So says Ula, I understand why there's a distinction between Safek Orla and Safek Kilayim, because one's Alach Moshe Misina, the other's Midirabbanan. The Tanan has been learned in the Mishnah, Safek Orla Ba'aretz Asur, so Safek Orla in Eretz Yisrael is Asur, B'Surya Mutter. In Surya, it's permitted. B'chutz La'aretz, Yored V'Lokeach, and outside of Surya, right? Surya, this is assuming that, right, so Surya was captured by David HaMelech, but there was a Gemara that came up in Masechta Gittin about, is Kibush Yochid Shmei Kibbutz or not Kibush, so the assumption here is that it's not, therefore it's not necessarily considered part of Eretz Yisrael. So, now, b'chutz la'aretz, further out of Eretz Yisrael, further out in chutz la'aretz, yored v'lokeach. If you have Safek Orla, you can buy from an Ovid Kochavim Safek Orla. If you're not sure if it's Orla, v'vad shelo yirenu locate. As long as you don't see him collecting it, but if he has it and it's Safek Orla, you're not sure if it's Orla or not, so then it's acceptable in chutz la'aretz. V'ilu gabe kilayim. Tanam, by kilayim are more lenient, as it says, kermanatua yerek v'yerek. So if you have be'etzim kilei kerem, where you have a vineyard and there's some vegetables planted in there, nimkar chutzalo. I'm sorry, kermanatua yerek v'yerek nimtza chutzalo, and there nimkar chutzalo, and there's vegetables that are being sold outside of this vineyard. So there's vineyards that also have vegetables in it, and there's vegetables being sold outside of it, and you don't know, maybe they're kilei kerem. So ba'aretz also, so in Eretz Yisrael it's also because it's Safek Kilayim. B'Surya Mutter, b'chutz la'aretz yored v'locate. You cannot just go and buy it, but you can go and have the Ovid Kochavim collect it for you, and you can even see him doing that, and that's fine, right? Meaning when it came to Orla, it says v'vad shelo yirenu locate. You can't see him, collect it. But if he's just selling it, it's okay. Here you can even see him collect it, v'vad shelo yilkol b'yad, as long as you don't collect it yourself. But if he does, it's fine. So we're being more lenient when it comes to kilayim than we are by Orla. So that makes sense according to me, says Ula, because Orla is Alach Moshe Misinai, kilayim is Midivrei Sofrim. Eladidach, but according to you, Rav Yehuda, that both Orla and Kilayim are Midivrei Sofrim, so then Nisnei O Zev Zeh Yord V'Lokeach, O Zev Zeh Yord V'Lokate. So teach the halacha by both Orla and by Kilayim, because they essentially have the same status. So Rav Yehuda responds, you're right. Ha'amar le Shmuel Rav Anan. It's exactly what Shmuel said to Rav Anan. Tni O Zev Zeh Yord V'Lokeach, O Zev Zeh Yord V'Lokate. Teach the same thing, both by Orla and by Kilayim. Either teach that in both cases you can buy it but don't see him doing it, or teach in both cases that you can even see him collecting it, but it should be the same by both because they are the same. My Bre D'Ravna masni l'lekula zev v'zeh yord v'locate. So my Bre D'Ravna it teaches it in a more lenient way that both by Kilayim and by Orla you can even see the guy go and take the Safek Orla from the field and the Safek Kilayim. As long as you yourself don't collect it. Amr Levi l'Shmuel. Levi says to Shmuel, Aryoch sapek li vana eicho. So Levi says to Shmuel, who we called Aryoch, he says, Shmuel, can you go and get me some stuff? Can you go and get me some orla? Get me some produce, and I won't know if it's orla or not. So for me, it's going to be Safek Orla, and Safek Orla and Chutz La'aretz is okay, and I can eat it. Rabbi Chonon mesapku tzapuke la'adodi. Rav Avi and Rabbi by Rav Chonon, they would basically take produce for each other and not tell each other if it was what it was or where it came from, and therefore they don't know if it's Orla or not, whatever it might be. So and they would eat it because it's Safek Orla and Chutz La'aretz is okay. Interesting. Well, that was Daf Lamed Ches of Masechta Kiddushin. So we continue talking about Chodosh and Orla and those things. We talked about it came up about the man that they ate the man until they got into Eretz Yisrael. They still had until the 16th of Nisan. We discussed with Moshe Rabbeinu that he passed away on the 7th of Adar. He was also born on the 7th of Adar. Some interesting stuff. And then we talked about right? So Reb Shimon says that Chadash and Orla and Kilayim apply both in Eretz Yisrael and in Chutz La'aretz. We saw that in Orla is halacha. There was a machlokas. Does halacha mean Alachal Moshe Misinai, or does it mean that it's a minig? And we said that Kilayim is dafka midrabanan. Reb Shimon ben Elazar, Reb Shimon argued on Reb Shimon and said that Chadash, Orla, and Kilayim are only in Eretz Yisrael. Friends, that was Daf Lamed Ches from Masechta Kiddushin. I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.